Hey, how's it going, everybody on YouTube? My name is Lex and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try and make this a quick one, but it's basically like a little hacky kind of way to get through some paywalls with specific things, mainly like Kittl, as you can see here, and possibly you can use this with Midjourney as well when it comes to your art. So one of the big things here is, let me just shrink down and show you. So if you don't pay for Kittl, which I don't because I don't use it that often, when you want to design, I have these two designs here because they illustrate what I'm going to talk about very nicely. So you have this type where you have the colors and you can make little changes here or there, right? And you can get rid of stuff, and it's really easy for these types of designs to get silhouettes. So you can just like get rid of that, get rid of this, and essentially now you have like a silhouette, right? And you can export that and you can do whatever you want. But they have designs like this which are pretty much like images, and there's really nothing you can do to kind of like get a silhouette of this. I mean, you can export it in a specific way, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, but there's a difference here. And if you don't pay and you try to download, you're going to see that it says remove background, so you can't get a transparent background. And the size is very small. It's 800, so it's going to come out really small. So when you're doing print on demand, let's just take for example, because I have my Photoshop set to the size of Merch by Amazon, which is I think 4500 by 5400, something like that. It's really big. 800 is really small, and when you try to make an image such as this one bigger, it's going to get a little soft, it's going to get grainy, it's going to lose some of its details, it's not going to look crisp, it's going to look trashy. We ain't here to make trash designs, okay? So here are a couple ways to get around some of this stuff. Let me just get one more to show you a particular type of design. Okay, so we have things like this. You have your transparent where you can see through it. Well, not transparent, but your outline, and then you have your silhouette, and then you have something detailed. Okay, so if I were to export this, these are going to come out as a JPEG basically with a white background, and we want to get rid of the white background, but I'm going to show you a couple ways to get rid of it here. Let's go ahead and just export, then we'll go into I can do both of these at the same time, then we'll go into the other stuff. So when it comes to something basic like this, when you just want your outline, black outline and silhouette, it's okay to have it as a white background like that because it's black and white. It's very opposite. So when you use a program, in this case for me I'm going to use Illustrator to cut these out, it's very simple. So let's go ahead and download it, so you don't really care about the background when you come to this. Okay, so let's grab this, throw it in Illustrator, and I'll show you a couple ways to get rid of this, and then we're going to come back and let me go ahead and just do this real quick as well. That's good too. And we're going to export one like this as well. Alright, let's open up that Photoshop, that Illustrator. Okay, so here we are, Illustrator. Gonna go a little bit smaller, and we're gonna throw both of these in here so you can see. I don't like to put it on the white actual artboard because it's kind of hard to see, so we're gonna move these off to the side. So the very easy way, if you want something just black and white silhouettes, and you can throw a lot of shirts and designs, do stuff like this. Now, I don't know the free alternative for Illustrator, but I know there's a free alternative called Photopea for Photoshop. But if you have something like this, and I'm sorry for those that don't have Illustrator, maybe do a little bit of research, maybe there's something, I'm pretty sure there's probably something out there similar to this, but I don't know if they have this function. And that is your image trace over here. You just come over here and hit silhouette, and then boom, it gets rid of the white, keeps the black. What I also like to do is click this advanced feature, come down here, because sometimes it does make it a little jagged in some areas. So you just mess with these three right here, and you'll see eventually the thing change. I think you'll very much notice it when I move this threshold is the main one. Like if I lower it, you can see that you lose some detail in the fries. Just watch the fries, it's more noticeable. And you get some thickness. So if it's looking a little thick, you can just come and pull this back a little and it'll shrink. But there you go. Once you get it nicely, you hit expand and then you ungroup, and now you have a vectorized outline of your image and your silhouette. With this, you can grab this, come over the same image trace, but you want to play around with 3 colors, 6 colors, and 16 colors. And I try to limit the colors so you can kind of, hopefully it would work out nicely. So it didn't work out that nicely. So it took the yellow, red, and white. We can always hit Control Z, come back. Maybe if I do 6 colors, boom. So there we go. With 6 colors, it works. So if you have a few colors, you can use 6 or 3. Hit expand, come over here, ungroup, get rid of the white background, and now you have your design with the color of whatever you wanted. And if you wanted to change it, you can come in here and change it again, just like that. Now, when it comes to something like the other image, the fish, let's pull that back up. I guess we'll use the wolf because it overlapped. Same thing, basic concept here. So if we try to go, there's a lot of colors in here, so I'll just go through them real quick so you can see what a 3 color would do to something with a lot of colors. See, not exactly what you want. Let's go to 6. Still not what you want. It gets somewhat close. Maybe you would want something like that. I don't know. You can come in here and play with more colors and stuff like that. Maybe 32. Oh, I guess you can come in here and actually do that. It's just not coming out like the same, right? The way it originally looked. Maybe you just gotta play with this a lot. I don't know. I mean, it's close. I mean, it's pretty close. I don't know if that's exactly what you would want. It's up to you, but you can come in here and play with those colors as well. Expand it and get rid of the background. Now all of these little individual pieces fill up your artboard, and it's just like terrible. And there you go, you can get rid of it like that, but it looks a little like not what you want, right? So like I said, these are 800. So what you would want to do is you would want to come in here and you want to resize these to make them bigger. So that way when you throw them into Photoshop, they're big in Photoshop, and you have to do minimal sizing. If anything, make them big and size them down. You don't lose quality. If you make them small, if they're small and you try to make them big, you lose quality. So keep that in mind. Let me just go ahead and move these out of the way again. Oh, make sure you regroup them when you're done. Otherwise, that will happen and you'll lose pieces. Okay, so let's talk about the software to use. Okay, so you got something cool like that wolf from Kittl. You want to make it big, you want to get rid of the background. Well, there's 2, maybe 3 sites you could use here, so let's go through. All right, so the first one I found was on my phone. I was like, is there a desktop version? And yes, there is. It's called, well, at least the website up here is called app.photoroom.com create. You come here and you select a photo, or you can drag and drop. Let's drag and drop the wolf. Boom, it's gonna get rid of the background. You can't really tell. I should have changed the background, but we can go ahead and come over here and hit transparent. And look how good it cut that out. Let me just go ahead and download. Now, since you have to pay for this as well, it's going to have some problems, as you can see here too. Preview, photoshoot logo. You're going to get their photo room logo on there. Okay, that could be a big deal depending on what kind of design you're doing. Or you can pay and get the 800 by 800 no logo. It's not that big a deal to have the logo, but the lower resolution can be a problem, but we can get around that. So we're gonna go ahead and export that. We pull it up there. So there's transparent. Looks pretty good. Did a pretty good job. If you want something quick, fast, it's gonna do this. You know what? You might not think it's that good. Might think this is easy. Okay, let me try and bring in a place it mock-up and see how good that does real quick. So we can just hit the back button to go back, select a photo, or drag and drop. Let's drag and drop something a little bit more difficult. This one. So this is a Photoshop of a guy, of a background. Here's the original. So you can see there's stuff in the back, and then there's this. Pretty good cutout. Pretty good. So far, I haven't seen any limitations yet on this specific thing when it comes to removing backgrounds. I guess they just make you have a pretty crappy resolution, but that's fine. That's where we come in with our next software. So you have this one, Upscale Me. I've talked about this one before, but you only get 10 per 24 hours. So if you're doing a couple, it's not that big a deal. If you're trying to do a lot, this may become a problem. But as I stated before, you simply upload your image. Your image will come up, and then it'll be 2 times normal. So originally it was 800, now it's 1600 by 1600. That's not bad, but we can also come over here and just do 4 times. You want it big. And there you have it. After 10 years, we have 4 times upscaling from 800 by 800 to 3200 by 3200. That is nice. And then you simply go download image. All right, so if you run out of credits here, there is another one. You can sign up at the main website, which is called Pixel Bin. Here's the console.pixelbin.io. It should look like this. It's the beta. You can sign up here and you'll get an extra 45. Hopefully it refreshes. I don't know yet. I've only used 16, but that should be more than enough. If not, there's another one I talked about that gives you 5 per week. So in total, that is 60 resizes you can get, and 10 reset every 24 hours and 5 resets every week. I don't know if this will reset. We'll just have to see and find out, but 45 is pretty good. You come in, you upload it. If it doesn't take you right to the transformational like playground page, come to storage. There it is right there. I also tried it with another one. Click this, click transform, and now you're where you need to be. So it tells you right there at the top, it's 800 by 800. You just want to come over here to upscale. It's basically what this site is. Hit 4, apply. This button down here, automatic refresh. Otherwise you have to hit this refresh button. Just do that. And there you have it. Another way to get a big one. It will be the transparent. We can go ahead and hit download. It'll download that bad boy. Let me just show you what the 800 would look like. That's how big the 800 is on the Amazon merch like scale. That is super small. That is it with transparency. And now here it is when you've resized it to 3200. Big difference. So that's it upscaled. And I'm gonna make this one just as big, and you'll see the loss of quality here. So you can go ahead and look at the eyes. There's a good spot right here, this section, compared to this one. There's a lot more crispiness on this one, the eyes. Look at the ears and the fur on the head right here to right here. You can definitely see there's a difference. So that's what I'm saying, like you'll lose quality. And there you have it. Hopefully you learned something useful here. If you have, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. Helps my little baby channel out. It is all free, I guarantee you. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care.
I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.